magnesium, L-theanine, apigenin, and melatonin. This blend helps you fall asleep, stay asleep, and wake up refreshed. Right now, for my listeners, you get a special discount on your healthy hot cocoa for sleep with no added sugar. You just mix Dream into hot water or milk froth, and you can enjoy it right before bed. If you want to try Beam's best-selling Dream Powder, get up to 40% off for a limited time when you go to shopbeam.com/Candace and use code Candace at checkout. That's shopbeam.com/Candace and use code Candace for up to 40% off. Better sleep has never tasted better. Okay, I'm going to jump very quickly into the chat. I'm going to try to slow this down. So someone said stolen heritage, Kamala. I am just asking questions. As I say, I'm just asking questions, and I have a lot of them right now, particularly, again, honing in on her father. Oh, I forgot to tell you. So because I got interested in her father and we just sort of began this dive today, you know, he also mentioned that he fought really hard for her, and there was like a long custody battle between him and Kamala's mother, who he was married to before they got divorced. And I did try to locate those records. He put the date here as 1972, and he also put the courts that they were fighting in California. And we couldn't find anything. Actually, I'm going to let my director, you're going to hear like a random male voice here. But Mark, you were the one that was looking this up. What did you not find? I guess, where were we looking when we were looking for these divorce proceedings, if you will, custody disputes?
So the family court for Oakland, California would be the Alameda County Superior Court. So I searched the family law records for Donald Harris for that time period. I found a couple from 1974, 1976, but nothing from 1972. And the cases I did find in 1974 and 76 were totally unrelated parties.
Okay. Yeah. So we did take a look through there. I called my lawyer and asked him, because listen, we're exploring every possibility, like it was the 1970s, and sometimes they just don't digitize certain cases. I asked him, is it possible to get like a divorce record or a custodial dispute expunged? He said, no, you can get it sealed, but not expunged, but there's a chance that they just didn't upload it. And obviously, to be fair, Kamala Harris also had a lot of power in California. And so maybe there's a way that she got that removed from the public domain, but we are going to keep looking for that, because I just now want to verify everything that Donald J. Harris has said, because he's now very much on my radar as someone that has like sort of confirmed her story. So we're going to stay on it, because I just think it's really important for us to know who it is that we're electing into office. And I also want to say this, guys, like, you know, for what it's worth, I was not politically awake at the time that Barack Obama went into office. I was one of those people. I did not vote for Barack Obama, but I do very vividly recall the night that he won. I remember staying in my rented place when I was in college, and like tears brimming on my eyes, because I was like, yes, you know, yes, we can, and whatever his expression was. And I thought that it was going to be this huge difference. And I do remember that people were saying that he was born in Kenya, and that was being spun as racist. And then like very many years later, I saw an old document where like it was actually, they pulled that from what he wrote about himself in I think it was like his Harvard yearbook, I don't know, but there was something there. There was definitely something there, and it was something that I think people would have had explored, wish that they had explored more, or looked further into. Like, again, I don't know too much about it because I've just vaguely touched it, but I do think it's important that we hold our politicians to a higher standard. Do you know what I mean? And for me, the reason why something like this matters and why I want to know everything about her is because we have already watched Kamala completely switch her character wherever she is. Like, she totally is a chameleon. Like, we've seen her do this sort of Spanish accent. We've seen her do, when she's in front of a black crowd, suddenly she's like in these streets. It makes me very uncomfortable when someone is so comfortable becoming an entirely different person, depending on what crowd they're in front of. Like, you don't have to do that. And if you're doing it, it means that you are willing to be inauthentic to get to where you want to go in life. You're not yourself, right? You're just somebody that puts on a mask and says, what room am I stepping into? And what do I have to sell myself as? That is quite literally not someone that you want to have in office. In fact, it's quite sinister. And if there's anything to this, and like I said, people are sending me all sorts of stuff. I'm not going to get too in the weeds. There are people that are techies, and they're saying like the photo of her and Beryl is photoshopped, and here's how you can tell. I can't obviously authenticate that. I barely know how to turn on a computer. I'm not the greatest tech person in the world, but I just think that if there's any piece of this that we can verify is a lie, then her entire run needs to be called into question. If you